Most gamers, they've got no idea that the skills that they've learned to rank up in their online matches can also help them rank up in their finances. So today, I'm going to take you on a journey of how I learned to finally get a plat in my own finances by paying off $30,000 of debt by playing one of my all-time favorite games, Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
So whether you're a casual gamer, a developing investor, or someone who's just curious about the similarities between Rocket League and finances, stick around because today's video is packed with valuable insights that are going to help you level up your finances by watching me suck at Rocket League. Okay, let's start off by going over the details. I had $30,000 total in debt. $20,000 of that was student loans, and those were being charged about 5.25% on the interest rate. I had $8,000 left on an auto loan, which was at 3%, and then lastly I had $2,000 racked up on a credit card. The credit card was by far the worst because it had a mind-boggling 22% on the interest rate. It was right about this time that I started playing Rocket League. And I learned something right off the bat. I sucked at Rocket League.
Look at this dude. No.
But it's cool because everyone else sucked too. And the same thing goes for finances, by the way. Just don't even worry about other people so much. But I sucked at Rocket League because I did what a lot of people do, and that is smash the boost button constantly. I used up everything I had for no reason. There was no strategy behind it. I just used it all up because I thought I needed to, even though I didn't.
It's astonishing!
So when I truly needed it, it was all gone. I quickly had to figure out how to manage my boost in Rocket League, or I'd continue to be terrible. Not only do people struggle with boost management in Rocket League, but they struggle with nearly the exact same thing in their finances. I never saved boost for the future in Rocket League, and I couldn't because I was using it so quickly. And I was doing the exact same thing in my finances. I spent my entire paycheck every month, which left me nothing to invest for the future or even emergencies. So in Rocket League, I started doing other things to get around the map that didn't cost me boost so I could save it for later. That way, when I really needed the boost, I had some. I noticed an instant improvement in my games in Rocket League, and then it clicked for me. I was sick of being boost starved all the time in my games in Rocket League, and I was also sick of being broke all the time in real life. So just how I figured out how to budget my boost in Rocket League, I needed to figure out how to budget my income in real life. So that's exactly what I started to do. After taxes and paycheck deductions, I was making about $3,000 a month, and I decided that I only wanted to spend 70% of what I was making on living, and 20% was gonna go towards paying off the debt. And the other 10% I was gonna continue giving to my church. So my goal was to be able to kick $600 a month towards the debt, but I had to make some major changes to get the results that I wanted. And that is when I discovered the demo.
Help me!
Double kill.
Oh my god.
When I wanted to kill stuff in Rocket League, I figured out how to get out of my way. I got so good at demoing that the guys in my Discord lobby still to this day call me the demo chicken, and they hate playing against me because I'm super annoying.
Why are you running?
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Feel free to join our Discord. I'll leave a link in the description. I get on every once in a while, but I'd love to hang out with you guys. Then I realized the changes that I made in Rocket League, again, I could convert into my finances. I just needed to demo some of my expenses.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
I stopped eating out so much. I pretty much tried to limit expenses anywhere that I could, and I even got rid of cable TV at the time. Now, at first it was pretty tough, but after a couple months I got the hang of it, and once I had that margin in my budget, I was actually ready to start tackling that debt. I just didn't know exactly which one should I demo first. I decided to go with the $2,000 of credit card debt first. I like having quick wins that help me feel accomplished and keep me motivated. It was also the smallest amount of debt that was getting hammered by the most amount of interest, so it seemed like the most obvious choice for me initially. The monthly payment wasn't too much, it was only $150 a month, but I knew it would help in the long run. But mostly I wanted to stop the bleeding of all the interest charges. So it took me about 3 months, but I finally got that pesky credit card paid off. I should never have to deal with that in the first place, but hey, you live and you learn. But maybe this idea of paying off debt wasn't so bad after all. But then I was playing one night and I started seeing these guys drive up the wall, hit the ball, aerial, control it, and then slam it in the goal. I'd never seen this before. So then I tried to start doing it myself, and I couldn't really line up the shot the way that I wanted to, so then I put it in practice mode, and I slowly started trying to figure it out. After a good bit of practice, I started trying to do this in game, most of the time failing and looking like a total noob, and making my friends mad because I was constantly giving the ball away. But finally, I jumped off the wall, and I slammed it in some kid's face. And I'm pretty sure I acted like I just won the Super Bowl. Learning to manage my boost demoing, and getting better at aerials all helped me get promoted. And I felt pretty good about that. I felt so good, I tried to figure out how I could get promoted in real life. So I did. I started working later and more hours, and I started picking up extra projects around at work. Whereas before, I'd stroll in a little bit late, and then I'd leave 15 minutes early pretty much every single day. But before you know it, after I started putting in the work, I got promoted. And with that promotion came an extra $5,000 bonus and an $875 a month increase in pay. And this is when I realized there's actually two different ways to fight debt. One, you can reduce your expenses, and two, you can make more money. There is only so much you can cut your expenses, but there's no limit to how much money you can actually make. So now I was kicking in the original $600 a month, plus the $150 a month from paying off the credit card from earlier, and now an additional $875 a month from the promotion I just got. So that totaled $1,625 a month that I was paying towards my debt. And plus, I felt rich because I'd just been given a $5,000 bonus. At this point in my life, I don't think I'd ever had that much money in my bank account at one time. Which is why the next part sucks so hard. I decided to kick all of my bonus towards paying off most of my car loan. And this is when I realized how much debt truly sucks, because for the first time in my finances, I felt like I was actually ahead, and I went all the way back to zero because I was having to pay off past decisions that I'd made. This made me much more cautious about taking on new debt in the future. Anyway, I felt kind of two different ways at this point in my journey. One, I felt good about having margin in my budget, and I was paying things down, which was good. But then I also felt like there was this huge mountain to climb because I still had the $2,000 left on the car loan, and I had $20,000 left in the student loans that I hadn't even touched yet, which somehow felt even bigger than when I first started. But at least I still had old trusty Rocket League, right? This is the part of the story that a lot of Rocket League players are going to understand. I started finding it tougher and tougher to rank up, but during my time playing, I'd actually found another guy at work who also played Rocket League, and his name was Daryl. Daryl was better than me. A lot better than me. Even just playing casual rounds with Daryl was awful. But then Daryl told me that the problem wasn't my mechanics. It was actually my rotations. I was ball chasing way too much.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And I was cutting my teammates out of the rotations.
What are you doing?
Me? Just hanging around.
Way too often. I had him review a game that I had recorded, and he had to stop the video like every 4 seconds telling me where I'd done something wrong.
You suck!
So I started practicing what Daryl taught me, and I noticed I started scoring more goals. But why? I was in better positions, with better angles, and I was more consistent. Sometimes I even felt like rotating properly was really boring. It's like driving in a circle over and over and over again, and sometimes nothing happens. But if you stick with it, more often than not, you'll have a lot better chance at doing what you need to do to win. The same thing applies to finances. If you consistently stick with what you said you were gonna do, over time, you're gonna hit your goals. I kept getting better at rotating in Rocket League, and although it was a grind, I finally hit champ. I realized that sometimes in life, it's just a grind. You have to consistently do the right things over a long period of time to get where you want to go. I quickly paid off the car loan because there wasn't that much left at this point, and that freed up an additional $253 a month to help demo more debt. This also meant that I was now kicking in $1,878 a month towards the debt. So I started chipping away at those student loans, and 20 turned into 18, and 18 turned into 17, and it kept going down from there. I'll be honest, it was pretty cool to see that number coming down every single month. I may have checked it every time I made a payment just to see the new lower balance, but in the end, I had a couple setbacks, but I ended up paying off the student loans in about a year and 3 months. I'll be honest with you, it felt amazing to finally be debt-free. But it wasn't easy because this entire time it kind of feels like your money's not really going anywhere, but in the end it makes a lot more sense because now I had nearly $2,000 a month that I could do something with. So I may have taken a couple of vacations. But at least now I had built the ability and the discipline to build wealth. So what did I learn throughout this journey? I learned that the world and your experiences are your library. And you can even learn finances by playing video games if you want to. And college is a total waste of money and student loans are garbage.
Goodbye, student loan payments.
But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, be sure to check out my other video where I learned finance tips by playing Apex Legends.